Hello everyone, welcome to day 3 of our after school Chaotic Club. You're very welcome this evening. My name is Louise, you might know by now. I'm the founder of Chaotic. So Chaotic is a non-messy, air-drying mug. It doesn't stick to clothes, carpet or hair. So whatever you make, provided you're happy with it, you get to keep it. So you can make your own, ultimately, your own toys, jewellery, whatever you're into. If you're not happy with it, just bundle it all back and put it into the pots with the lids on, and you can use it again like Play-Doh. So you're all very welcome to my studio here in Dundalk. It's a lovely evening here, thankfully. And I will show you the way mine dried from last week. So I hope your little character's dried. There's my little tree mechanism, walking mechanism. There's the other wee guy. So I hope yours dried out and we're working and walking. That's that one. And then I was actually very impressed with my pencil when I saw it today. So again, mine dried out and you can be using it for when you're doing your homeschooling. So again, this is the arts and crafts section of our homeschooling. I hope everybody's getting on well with that as well this week. So as I said, today it's week 3 and you would have been sent out one container with the blue and the yellow and a spring. Okay, but because I was so busy at Christmas time, my secondary colours kind of ran out, so I just had to replenish my stock, which I got in, and then I sent you some of yous out the orange and the green just last week, so I'm sure you would have got it by now. Okay, so today we're going to make this little dog. Okay, now he goes on this. I just didn't want to show yous on it, if you know what I mean. So he'll be positioned on that at a later, just at the end. But just to show you there, so he's quite cute. I'm going to turn him all around. I'm actually going to put him into that, so it's more striking. So there's his little bum with his tail, and then you can see the little paws and the nose, the eyes. So a little puppy, and then it'll go on the spring. So actually you could keep it in your car, on your dashboard, if you wanted it for a little nodding dog. So that's one of the little activities. And then our second activity, so that's quite a detailed one, so just be mindful of that. That'll take a while. And then this is our second little one. It's our bird house decoration. Okay? So it's just cute, something you can hang at some place, and different little colour to see the 3 little birds. So I hope you're happy enough with those 2 creations. Put that on the side. So get these 2. This is really important this week, so get that out, okay? And then remember our 3 tools. These ones here, obviously that, and that. So these are obviously 3 we're always using, so keep them close at hand. And I've got my other little dog here. He's a guy I made literally years ago, but just so he's bigger and I might be able to use him just to pinpoint different aspects of the body. I just bought him as well. Okay? So let's get clean. I'll bring this down now. So 2 people are watching. Good. I'm just going to bring it down here. And then each week, as you know by now, we're going to recap on the basic shapes so you can make anything and everything from Chaotic. Okay, I'm going to get our last week's little characters just out of the way because it might just distract us too much. So let's open this one here and take the yellow. Okay. So I've taken the yellow and we're going to stretch it and fold it. Remember, there's a little nip in the air here. So my clay is a little bit cold and a little bit hard. So you have to stretch it and fold it to make it more pliable. So keep stretching and folding. So over and back. And it's very therapeutic, boys and girls, isn't it? To be able to do that. It's very satisfying. So over and back, over and back, over and back. It's just to warm it up. Like little exercise, okay? So could anybody out there tell me the 3 shapes? The Mills girls? Yeah? A ball? We'll start with the ball first. Okay, good. So I'm going to roll mine in the palm of my hands, but you can do it on the table, whichever you feel comfortable with. I'm going to do it in the palm of my hands. So just roll a lovely wrinkle-free ball in the palm of your hands. Okay, I'm going to look at mine. So can everybody hold it up? Hold it up higher, higher. That's fantastic. Well done. You really have been paying attention. That's excellent. Another wrinkle I can see. Yeah, perfect. Really professional. So that's our first shape. So Maeve and Nora in Dundalk there. Can you tell me the second shape? A droplet. Fantastic. So I'll just take my dogs off the black tray and we'll do the droplet. So we have the ball already done. So you go to the halfway point and you go over and back. So it looks like a teardrop. Excellent. So let me just concentrate and do this. So you concentrate and do yours. Over and back. And hold it up then. Wow. That is really good. See the way you've really progressed from the first week you started? That's excellent. And then the third shape is, Kira, tell me. Good. A sausage. Well done. Yes, that's the most simplest of shapes. So into a ball and then into a sausage. I'm just going to do mine here and this. So they're the 3 shapes you need to know to make anything from chaotic. Once you've perfected them, you can literally make the world. Okay, I'm going to put that there. So simple. Yeah? So we're ready to get making our actual dog now. I'm just going to stretch it and fold it for a minute. Put that out of the way. So if you look at this little guy here, we have the yellow for obviously the head, the body, the tail, and the legs and the tail. So we're going to take off, I'm going to just show you the amount I'm going to do. We want to get our proportions right. That's what we're after. So I'm going to go for the body. The biggest part is the body. So we're looking for 3 parts in total. The biggest part is the body. The second biggest part is the head. So let's actually look at that. I know what we can do. So it's like the body is half of the yellow I gave you, and the other yellow that you've left over divided into 2, and that's for the head and the legs. Does that make sense to everybody? So look at, there's my body. It's quite a big body. We're going to have a small enough head, and then that'll be and the other part will be for the legs and the little tail. The tail's only a little bit, so we'll get it out of that as well. So we have 3 bits done. 1, 2, 3. Yeah? So we're going to start off just perfecting the body. So can anybody tell me what shape the body is? Is Tia there in Kilkenny? A droplet. Good girl, Tia. Yeah, that's exactly it. So it's a droplet. Look at the shape there. There. It's actually better on this one here, you'll be able to see. So it's a little, stretch kind of a droplet. So into a ball. And then again, we decide where the halfway mark is and we roll a little droplet. So it's simple. It's just getting the different shapes, deciding which shape you're going to go with. So that shape there, yeah, for the body. Now, we're going to put these back in a little tub if you don't mind, because remember, I'm sometimes bold and I leave them out, so you have to give out to me. So I'm going to put that there and just leave that so it's not going to be affected. And I'm going to get my blue now. So the blue I gave you only need small little bits of it. So remember, we're decorating I put a patch of blue here, a patch of blue there. So you could do 2 or 3 little patches of blue. So I would take around... I'm going to show you now. For my patches, you don't want it too big and to take over the yellows. I'm going to use that amount and divide it into 2. So I'm using this tool. Remember, this is a great tool. Divide it into 2. So it's going to be 2 patches, and I'm going to divide one of those pieces into 2. So you have 3 again. So I'm going to roll this into a ball. And then just flatten it like that. See? Simple, isn't it? That's going to be one little patch. So I'm going to position my little patch at the back of his little bum. Just like that. Can everybody see? So the bum is obviously the fat part of the droplet, not the skinny part, the fat part. Okay? So that's one little part. And then I'm going to, get the other little bits of blue into a ball. Flatten it. And then attach it to the little body like that. So I'm just putting one up kind of near his neck. Can you see? Yeah. And then my third one, I think my third one is a bit big. I only want a small little bit. So again, use it the designers. You can decide how big or small your patches are. I wasn't happy with that, but it was too big. So I'm going to go smaller again and again, like that, and attach that onto the other side. So I've got 3 little patches just so that it looks more puppyish or doggish, okay? So are we happy? Are we happy, everyone? Yeah? Great. Good, good, good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is get the other yellow bit that we set aside. So we're going to take a very small little bit of yellow for the tail. So just a small little bit, around that amount for the tail, and just set that aside. We're not going to do the tail just yet. We're going to do the legs yet. 4 little legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, obviously. So dividing, and remember when we're making anything like arms or legs, you want them even. So the dog's legs are even. We have 4 of them. So we're going to roll a sausage and divide it into 4 equal parts. So that's 2. And then you're going to go 2 again. So that'll be making it sure that it's even and that he hasn't got one wobbly little leg. Actually, mine aren't that even, so I'm just going to nip a little bit from this one here to there. So, like, it doesn't have to be exact. You wanted it to look as professional and kind of just as professional as you can get it. So I'm rolling that out into 4 little balls. So remember, always start off with the balls. 2, 3, and 4. So that's 4 all together. 2, 3, 4. Now, and then you're going to do our droplet. So that's 1. And then we flatten it because the little paws are quite flat there. I flattened them. Yeah. It's a little, for the little paw pads will go on. So that's 1, 2, and then tip it on the table. I might just show you here. So I'm just tipping it like that so that the base of it is getting a little bit flatter. It's less roundy. 2, 3, flatten it, and then finally 4. So it's simple, isn't it? Okay. So I'm going to line them up so you can see. 2, 3, 4. You can see there, can't you? Yeah. So again, if you look at the one I made earlier, I have the little paw pad. So we've got 1 large circle and then 3 small ones. So that's what we're after. So we're going to take, now don't take big mountains of blue. I know some of the kids in the past when they're doing the little paw pads, they do them massive. So we want them small and in proportion to the size of the legs. So I'm going to take, for the larger circles, you want 4 of them. So around this amount, can the camera even pick it up? I'm wondering, too small, isn't it, the blue? Yeah. So again, into a sausage, and then divide it into 4. So again, remember, divide it into half, you get 2, and then half again, and that will give you 4. Now I can see with my eye that was very poor what I did there. So I'm going to add a little bit extra to that one. So you want to get them just as equal as you can. Now I'm going to, oops, hit that, like that. So see my 4 little bits? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to roll mine into a ball. So you have 1 little ball, 2 little balls, 3 little balls, and 4. Yeah. Now they're not exactly. Don't look too close. They're not that exactly even. But look at. We'll not. I'll not say anything if you don't. So into a ball, flatten it. Look at. Oops. See, like that, and then you put it just there, like that. Then into a ball, flatten it. Look, I'm going to hold it up, and then at the bottom. So I'm going to hold up that guy. Yeah, at the bottom. Into a ball, flatten. And then, can you see me what I'm doing? In flatten like that. Yeah. Into a ball, flatten. And then at the base of the little paw, like that. Okay. So that's the main part, paw pad done, the bigger part. So the next one, this is the really challenging bit, isn't it? So we have 3 smaller bits over the larger ball. I'm just going to point out here. Hold on, I have my tool. So 1, 2, 3. See those guys? That's an X on the agenda. So we have 3 of them. So then, can anybody tell me? So 3 in this one. Another 3 is 6, 9. And tell me over there. I can hear someone saying the right answer. 12. Fantastic. Yeah, so that's 12. It's 3, 6, 9, 12. So we need to have 12. Can you imagine 12 tiny little balls, okay? So I'm going to roll. I'll start off again. I'll show you how much I just took around that amount, okay? Can you see? Yeah. And then you roll it into a sausage and divide it into 2. That's 2. Into 2 again is 4. 4. And then again is 8. 8. And then again into 2, 8, 9. I'm going to do, some of them are bigger. 10, 11. And, oh, there's a big one there, 12. So something like that. Can everybody see? They actually might be even too big, boys and girls. But anyway, we'll go with it and see how we're getting on. So this, you have to really pay attention to this. Okay? That's my 3 there. They're not looking too bad, actually. 1, 2, 3. So you that have lovely small little hands, you'll be well able for this. So just don't make anything too big. I'm actually going to cut some of them into 2 again because they're too big. Just want to, so like I don't always get it right as well. So just practice and practice. Okay, so I have 3. I have 4, 5, 6. This is like doing our maths, isn't it? 6, and then if I take away that one, 6, 7, 8, 9. See all the little balls I'm coming with? 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'll keep those in reserve because if anything goes missing or I'm lost, I use them as backup. So they won't be wasted. So look at all mine there. Can everybody see? Yeah. So the little paws have been lined up now. And I'm going to put the 3 on top of the larger one we've previously made. So I'm going to do 1. See on top? 2. 2. And then 3. Okay, holding it up to you. You just see it there. That's not bad actually, yeah. That's pretty good. So that's 3 in the top of that one. So that one's done. So I'm going to do the next one. 1, 2. Leave it obviously a gap from the big one, a little gap, and then you put the 3 on. Okay. Now I've got that one. So you have to concentrate with this. So 1, 2. Ooh, this one is a little bit on top of each other, but look at, don't give out to me, okay? If you can do leave a gap, do. But that one I couldn't see, and I put them too close. 2, 3. Now, and this is the final one. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you get the gist, don't you? Yeah. Now we're actually going to stick it on now, but please just listen to me very, very carefully. Listen up. So we have the body. Remember the droplet, the pointier part of the droplet is where the neck is going. So we're going to put our little feet like this. So look, I'll just hold it up underneath. Can you see? Like that. So there's going to be obviously a little gap there. So he's lying on the ground. He's kind of being lazy, isn't he? Like that and like that. Okay, and then the other 2 behind. So like that. Stuck it. I'm going to hold it up this way. It might make more sense. Yeah? Yeah, and the little paws to be facing out. And like that. And again, thanks a million for sending those lovely photographs from last week. Some of them are brilliant. Really, really good. So I'm so impressed. You're learning so much. Okay, so again, look at the body. The little legs are outwards and the little paws are that way. So we're getting on good, aren't we? Getting on very, very good. But it's more of a detailed one, isn't it? So again, this is a good one. You'll be learning a few tricks this week. So again, we have a little bit of yellow left over. Remember we said we're taking a bit away for a tail. We're going to roll that into a sharpened droplet. So look at, or you can do a sausage. I'm not going to give out it, whatever you're comfortable with. So just a little tail. And then we're going to use this little tool here. See this tool here with the smaller ball and insert a little hole in the bum, basically, like that. Look at it. I put a little hole there, didn't I? And then you insert your little tail. And we're going to hold it up like that. And we're going to get a tiny bit of the blue. I'm just going for detail and for design purposes, put a little bit of blue on the tip of the tail. So your little puppy should be, or doggy should be looking very cute. So we have the feet, the body, the tail done, and all his little patches. So we're doing good. Yeah. Now, the next thing actually we're going to do, so we're going to use this again, and we're going to choose, I'm going to go with red. If you don't have red, use another bright colour. We'll use any of the colours, but just a small amount, because we need these for next week. So just be mindful of that. Just whatever, use a small amount. So I'm going to use red, and I'm just going to get a tiny little bit as well, around that amount, look at, nothing too big, for his little collar. Okay, so you roll that into a ball. So this is how you do it. It's so simple, the collar, isn't it? It's into a ball, and then you flatten it, and then you just stick it on to the little neck like that. Isn't that just so simple but effective? And the yellow, remember again, we're going to learn a little bit about colour theory here. So listen up. The red, the yellow, and the blue are primary colours. They're really, really vibrant colours. As I said, I chose them for my brand because they're just exciting. The kids love them. And they're just very good visually altogether as well. So then the next job we're going to go on to is our head. Okay, so I'm just going to get that out of my for a minute. So we're going to get the yellow bit that's remaining, and we're going to stretch and fold and roll it into a ball. Just again, just to liven up a little bit. But boys and girls, my head isn't actually a ball. It's a, can anybody tell me out there? Droplet. Good girl, Emily. Yeah, brilliant. Droplet. So you roll it into a droplet. Okay. So ball and then a droplet. Now, so the pointier part is where the ears will go. The fatter part is where his nose will go. See the way mine is over here? I have a big nose, but that goes on the fatter part, the skinnier part is where the ears will go. Just to be mindful of that as well. Now, I can't remember. I don't think we made eyes in this group of workshops. I know we did in the Christmas one, but anyway, for the newcomers here, we're going to learn how to make eyes. And it's a little bit challenging, but again, we're here to learn. So we're going to use this tool here and just put an imprint of where the eyes should go, the eye socket. So I'm just putting mine like that. Everybody see, I just put a little, it's no big major deal, but just to do a little insert is where the eyes should go. It just gives me a little bit of a focus. And then we're going to use, we're going to use our white and our black from our intro pack. And I'm sure you have some blue left over. So we have the blue for the colour of the eye. So again, we're going to be careful because her head is quite small. I'm sure your head is around the same size as mine. It's not that big headed, is it? Yeah, we're going to choose a bit of white around. You see, I'm just going to get smaller amounts because it just gets too much. The problem is I can't get it small enough. There. So that'll do 2 eyes, boys and girls. You don't want big, massive eyes because it'll just look kind of strange. So take around that amount. Again, I'm going to get my black matte to just highlight what I'm exactly talking about. See, it's jumping all the way. There you go. And we get our little 2 like this. Remember this? And divide it into 2. You want our eyes to be equal, don't we? I think we do, don't we? Yeah. So then into 2 balls. Into 2 balls. You see, mine's not equal. So I'm going to start again, boys and girls. I'm sorry. I'm just not happy with that. So into a sausage, actually, decide where you think the halfway mark is and slice into it there. That looks better. And you're going to roll 2 balls, 2 balls, and flatten like that. So one eye is going to be around that amount, and you can stick it on into a ball, flatten, and stick it on where you indicated for your eyes to go. So something like that. Okay, so then you have the white now done. The next job we're going to do is the black. So can you see the amount you had to take away for the white was very small? Well, the black is even smaller. So you're going to take around, I can't even get it, it's that small. So the smallest little bit, and I mean that, the smallest, teeniest little bit. Oh no, well, I'm having to make a mistake, but anyway, that's going to be black, okay? We'll just set that aside because we're going to go blue. I want to do white, blue, and black. I just think it'll look more professional. And again, you're here to learn a few little tricks. So we're going to go blue next. So a small little bit of blue, divided into two. Mine's too big, I think. So you need it to be smaller than the white you chose. Smaller. So I'm going to show you there. So mine's tiny, isn't it? So a larger bit of blue, divided into two. I'm going to just show you here, into blue. Sorry, into a ball, and then flatten, stick it on. Okay, so I'm just going to hold that up to the camera. So these are kind of human-based eyes, in the sense if you were making a human head, this would be the formula you'd use for making eyes. So the white, the color of your eyes. So say if you were brown eyes, you'd go brown, and then the next color is black. So sometimes, again, if you are happy boys and girls out there, just keeping the blue, just keep the blue. But again, some of you are older might be able to do this. So a black, I'm just going to, that's too big. So I'm going to show you the amount of black you need. That amount. No more. No more. Less if you want, but no more. And then into two. And that's going to be the pupil of our eyes. So you have the white, the blue, and then black. So look at, so it's looking, it's more realistic. But again, some of you that are older and that have been with me before doing the tutorials might be confident just to get, and this is the smallest bit of white ever seen. I was going to actually, I don't think I'll even show it to the camera, it's that small. Okay. Okay. It's actually dropped. It's just a nip. Just look at, it's teeny. So that's going to be the sparkle of the eye. So the sparkle of the eye into a ball. Look at how tiny. You can't even see it, can you? And then that just literally gives life to anything, doesn't it? A sparkle. So I'm going to do that. Oops. Can you see it there? There, I have it in my hand, and then you put it on top of the black, just like that. Okay, so if you again look, we had the white, we had the blue, we had the black, and then we had the sparkle. Again, there's a lot of detail there, boys and girls, but again, these are here to learn a few little tricks. So you want to be able to, produce professional models as well. So I'm quite happy with that. Let me just see. Yeah, I'm actually, that's good. Now, my nose is inspired by, the cartoon or the animation, Shaun the Sheep. The dog in that has quite a big nose. I like it, but if you don't want to do a big nose, that's up to you as well. But I'm going to choose, no, that's too big. Let's be realistic. I'm going to do around that amount of black, okay? But again, you can go small, or some of the kids never really like doing the big nose in dogs. I'm going to do it just for it'll illustrate what I'm doing. So I have chosen a large ball of black, and then we're going to roll it into a slight little sausage. So it's like that, and then it's like that. Okay, so that's the nose I'm going for. You can go for smaller. It's up to you. Again, you are the designers. But you know what we can do, boys and girls? We can put a tiny, I don't think you can even see it there, a shine on the nose. So that's the size of my little shine. It's maybe a little bit bigger than the shine in the eyes. But again, it's just to show that just gives it a little bit more of character and of animation. So you see, like that. This is a shine. If there was a window or something, it'll be reflecting on his little nose. It's a very reflection, okay? So we've got the nose done, the eyes, now the ears. So I'm actually going to ask you, because I know you all love doing this, sticking the head on. So I'm actually going to ask you to stick the head on next. So like that. So keep it. Remember, you have the little collar. So kind of stick it at the head, obviously, to the collar. I'm just going to hold it up like that so you'll see. So I'm going to give you a side little view of it there. Okay, and again, just going to turn and all around. See? Okay, he's almost sniffing in the ground there, isn't he? And then the last little bit of the dog's anatomy are his ears. I just wanted to stick on his head so we can see the length we need to do for the ears. I like the long ears, but you can do the shorter ears of this little dog here. It's up to you. I'm going to go with the long kind of droopy little ears. So again, it is a droplet. So I've taken around this amount of blue and you're going to divide it into two. So into a ball and then divide it into two and do a droplet. And then we're going to flatten the droplet. So that's a little trick, just a flattened droplet. So that's what the ears are, a flattened droplet. Yeah, I can hear some of you saying that. Well done. So down like that. And then the other one, remember, into a ball. And then a droplet like that. And then flatten it. So we have something like that. And you want them as even as you can get. So sorry, I'm just going to turn this to me and then I'll show back to the camera. Yeah, that's actually cute. Yeah. So little ears like that, even. There's a little gap in the top. And I've put the ears there, that side and that side. Okay, we're looking good. So then we have our spring. So if mum and dad want it on their dashboard, wherever you want to put it, that is a sticker. So you're going to peel that away and stick it on. But we're going to put clay onto this bit here, okay? Onto the bronzy part or the goldy part, I suppose, isn't it? I'm going to put in a bit of green, just a small little bit of green, so that as if he's sitting on a little bit of grass. You can choose another colour, but don't choose too much of it, please. Because again, we need these for the remaining 2 sessions of the after club. So look at like that. Around that amount. So nothing major. And then you're going to attach it. So roll it into a ball. Always start off with the ball. Into a ball. Now, into a ball. Get him out of the way for a minute. Into a ball. And then flatten it. Okay? And we're going to just attach it to the top. So remember, some of you are here from the Halloween workshop. We needed a base just to attach it. See? We need a base colour to attach it. So then we'll put the dog onto that. The clay will stick to the clay. So look, sorry, that's what I was meant to show you. Is around the edge. So it's gripping over the edge. Grip over the edge. So it'll stay. See? That's an important tip now, boys and girls. Listen. So bring the clay over. It can overlap. Yeah. I'm going to keep it there like that. Now, another little tip, I think, for everybody. We'll keep the neck. So I'm just going to keep the little legs like that. And his little bum will kind of be in the air. So look at, I've kept the springy base just to his head, just so it's supporting the head, because you don't want the head to fall off, do you? And the little, whoops, and then the little nose. Okay. Now this does dry, it dries lighter, obviously, so it'll be fine. I'll just keep it like that, and like that. Sorry, I'll show it to you the camera now so you can attach it on. Like that. So his little wobbly head like that. So that looks good, doesn't it? So I'm just going to do a little turn. So that's his bum, his tail, and like that. Yeah. That's really good. So I'm going to prop him now. I'm going to prop him against one of our intro pack tubs, just like that. Just to make sure. Yeah, that's actually going to be okay. So I've propped him up like that, and I'll get him out of the spotlight. So everybody's happy. He's completed. And that was a very tough one, boys and girls. So if you followed through with that, you are really professional now, I must say. Okay? So I'm going to get that out of the way. So back to our next little decoration. So this is called, it's the birdhouse. It's simpler than the dog, but still there's a few little tricks we want to go through. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there for my inspiration as well, to have a little look. And I might adapt my design as I go along, just with different colours and stuff. But that's the overall gist of it. No, I don't even need that. So my little dog is propped up nicely. Yeah, you can see it. Now, so I sent, as I said, I sent out the orange and the green in the post because I ran out of it. So I have this amount of orange. So again, boys and girls, stretch and fold there just to make it a little bit more smoother and a little bit more just warmed up, more pliable, I think is the word I'm looking for, isn't it? Yeah. So over and back, over and back. Get these little dogs out of the way. I'll put my lids back on there. So again, you'll need obviously your intro pack for this, so don't put it away. It's like this, and like this, and like this. I'm going to take, if you don't mind, take a little bit of the orange away. Okay, just a tiny, even smaller again. So around that amount of it away. Okay, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to take that away and put it with the green, just for now. And then we roll it into a ball. So can anybody tell me what the shape, the overall shape of the little house should have been? Oh, there's Sophie and James. Thank you in Dublin. Well, how are you? Yeah, you can obviously go back tomorrow, but you're more than welcome to join now and get the second little character done. So can anybody tell me? A ball. It's a ball and then it's a... Sive, can you tell me? Yeah, we're going to kind of square it off. So a house is usually quite square. So we have the ball and then we square it off by putting pressure down like that on one side, like that. So you're kind of making a cube, I suppose. So if you learn about that in school, a cube. So I'm going to do that again. So pressure on all the sides. So it's a little bit, it's less roundy. Okay. So you square it off, 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 square it off. So you want something like that. Can everybody see that? Yeah. And then I have two little holes here where the little birdie heads are sticking out. So I got, again, this is a great tool. Remember the larger ball and put an impression into the side of the house like that, there, and like that. 1, 2. Okay, so that's the windows. I'm just thinking, I think I might put another one up there just to liven it up a little bit there as well. I'm going to put one just there. So that's 3 little balls. So go pressurized enough, boys and girls. Don't be fearful because there's almost a bounce to it. It'll bounce back, but just go with that for now. So 3 little windows almost, aren't there? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So again, when we're making, we're going to just be inspired almost by last week as well, because we'll be perfecting what we did last week. We made the little birds. We're going to do more of those little birds. So again, the little heads obviously are very simple. They're little roundy balls. I used black, and I think I will... Yeah, I think I'll stick maybe with black. Yeah, I will stick with black. Black. Because we did a brown bird last week. So we'll see what sticks to the little black birds. So let me just show you. For 3 birds and the mammy, you need around that amount. Nothing too big, so don't be going crazy. Around that amount of clay. Around that amount of black clay. Okay. So we have how many little birdies? We're doing 1, 2, 3. We'll do 3 there anyway, and we might see about the other bird later. So we'll just concentrate on 3 little birds here, sticking their little heads out. So remember, we have that amount and we're going to divide it into 3. So roll into a sausage and then you decide where your little, to try and get as even again as possible. So I would say 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So something like that. Roll them all up into a ball. So these are little baby blackbirds. So next week we're going to make a decoration, I think, of a little bird as well, maybe more detailed. So these are just very basic ones we're doing for the time being because it's not the exercise, it's the little house is the decoration, and these are just add-ons. So that's a little black bird. So we're going to stick out a little head like that. 1. So there's the head. 3 little birdie heads sticking out, and then we're going to get a little beak. So you could go, yeah, I think we'll go with the orange that we had. Remember I asked you to nip away the orange. So then tiny little beaks. So remember, so I'll show you for the 3 beaks, like that, divide that into 3. That's enough for 3 beaks. Well, actually, that's wrong, Louise. I see my fault. I'm going to a little bit bigger. So around that amount, nothing major. So again, into a sausage and divide into 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then beak number 1 onto birdie number 1. Whoa, it's so tiny. It's actually quite cute. Oh, look, that's it comes along. You know, even if you give some, you know, a beak to a ball, it looks like a birdie, doesn't it? 1, 2. I'm not happy with my beak there. I'm going to cut it away. So remember, you are the designers. You can do a bigger beak or a smaller beak, but just be happy with your whatever you create. And that's what I'm here for as well, just to make sure that you're learning a few little tricks, but you have to be ultimately happy. And because I've got that extra little bit of a beak, I'm going to put that under. So look at that. You see, it even gives it a whole new dimension, as if it's looking for a little bit of food. Or a little chirp in a way. Don't the little birds chirp like that. So I'm just doing that one because I did extra, and you can, if you wanted, you can do that. It's up to you. Okay, I'm actually very happy with mine. Yeah, because I just thought mine was a little bit too even in the one I made earlier. So then the next job we're going to do is a little door. So again, for the little door, it's just a little droplet flattened. I'm going to go with a bit of purple. Again, from our intro set, take the purple away. Or if you had the blue from your dog, you could utilize that. Just a small bit, whatever you're using, don't go mad. Just a small little bit, boys and girls. Mine might be even too much, but I'm just going to go something like that. And then I'm just going to see. So into a ball, and then I would do a little bit of a droplet like that, and then flatten it like that. Yeah, so you can see it's taken on the shape of a little door, and then you can flatten it on the table there, just so the base is a little bit flatter, isn't it? And then using our tool, we're going to give it pretend as if it's like wooden effect. All these little details add to the overall image of your design. They just give it a little bit more finesse. Okay, so I'm just going to put mine, look at my little stripes on it, and then I'm going to put it on the door there. So look at, yeah. And then I think we need a little outline. So again, these are all little, what's the word? They're just little details that enhance creations. So I put a little outline of that. We're going to do that as well. So I'm going to use, let me see, again, dip into your little intro, take a small amount. I'm actually going to take a little bit of the green here. Just a small bit of the green. But you can use any other colour that you have. So I'm going to just do, that amount is ample, okay? So don't be going mad and using loads of it. Just small little bits, boys, because we have another 2 sessions to go. This is our halfway mark, basically. And then we have another 2 sessions after this week. So then, like this, over, and cut off. Yeah, I'm just going to show you this now. So just don't give out to me I'm going to hold it up to you now, like that. So it's just like a little door, and we can use the same colour just for a little handle. My boys are all into Lego, and the little Lego, even the Lego for the handle, I always am amazed how tiny it is, but it makes such a difference to the doors. You know, it just gives it, again, more finish. Now, so I hope we're doing okay. So far, so good. Yeah, that's actually looking really good. And then, again, we're going to use this super tool, the basic tool, but we're going to indent. See what I'm doing? Just the overall, over the door, just so it looks kind of like stones or little bricks. The little birds that are made. I'll show you now. I'll hold it up to you. Look at, I just sliced into it. Just slice into it gently. Yeah. Again, that just gives it a little bit more of an edge. Now, so I'm going to set you aside and nearly stamped on the little doggy. Now, we have green as part of this pack. So, again, stretch and fold the green just to make it more pliable. I'm just going to get you out of the way. So, again, when I'm designing up, like I always do my trial runs before I go live and before I would instruct. But again, as a designer, I'm constantly changing and thinking, how could I improve that? So just be mindful of that as well. And use of all little creative heads and you. So you're able to, adapt and change as well. So over and back like that. And again, some of the photographs that you send me into the private members club in Chaotic, I'm actually learning from yous, and I genuinely love seeing what yous come up to, because it inspires me as well. We're here to be inspired by each other, aren't we? So I'm just stretching and folding to make it more pliable, and then I'm going to roll it into a ball. So the little house top is like it started off as a droplet. So I'm just going to show you all about that now. So into the ball. And again, you can do it on the board, but I'm comfortable. I've been doing it all my life, just with the palm in my hand, so I'm happier with that. Again, hold it up. Yes, I'm loving what you are doing there. That is so good. So, so good. And then we're going to do the droplet over and back like this. So you have a fat bottom and a skinny top. So it's like that. Okay. Now, this is where we utilised this before in some of our designs, where you pinch in. If you're making like a witch's hat, you pinch in. We did it for the Halloween camp. So you pinch in, pinch in, pinch in, pinch in. So you're making a hole in the centre, and you're just swirling it around. It's quite satisfying doing this. It's just something, and you get the knack of it, and you fly. So like that. I was like, you know what it could be look like as well? Actually, that would have been a lovely thing to do. A little mushroom, isn't it? It's actually like a little mushroom. The top of a mushroom, then the stem underneath. So that's just a little tip for future, maybe a future workshop I might do. Round, 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 round. Okay. So it's like that. See, there's an indent there, if you can see. And then that's going to be the little roof. So again, you should have something like that. I'm just going to see the size of it. So mine worked out quite a good size, yeah. Now again, because we have these tools, we want to just utilize them. And again, to give it a little bit more of a design finesse, you're going to do little slates, little pretend slates. So see what I've done. I've used that section of our tool, and I've pressed in. So it's just to give it the illusion that the little bird is living in a slated green house. Wouldn't we all love to be living there? Now, like that. Round, 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 round. Actually, that's really good. See, you need to put pressure, boys and girls, pressure into the clay, because it bounces back. Remember, there's a bounce back almost with it. And you know that with Chaotic, if you roll into a ball, it'll bounce. So just be mindful. So you want to be a little bit, I know these are all very gentle little girls and boys out there, you can see, but you just want to put a little bit of pressure on it. Like that. Like that. So something like that. Can everybody see that? Yeah, I'm just going to put mine on. Yeah, that's actually looking really good. I didn't put enough pressure on the one I made earlier, so I put more pressure there and it looks much more impressive. Okay. So again, I'm just going to hold it up. So I've positioned it onto the base of my house, and that's going to be on the top of it. Okay. Now, so I think just for a little house, I added a little bit of purple for a little chimney stack. Yeah, whatever color kind of you went for the door, I would keep it in keep it similar, keep it the same basically. And again, this is the secondary. So remember, this dog was all the primaries. This is all the secondaries. So again, you're learning when you go back to school, you'll be able to tell the teacher all about the primary and the secondary colours. And from the primaries, you can mix your secondaries. So always remember that. Now, into a bowl. So it's a chimney we're doing this little thing. So into a bowl, and again, block it off, just so that it looks more squared, more realistic, like a chimney. So I'm going to square it off. So square, 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 and square, okay? And whoops, the little doggy is going to fall. Now, I'm going to put a little hole here. Again, I need to look before I show you. So I'm going to put it at the side here. So I'm using that tool to insert a little hole. And then you're going to put in your chimney. Your chimney like that. So again, I need to look, if you don't mind. Yeah, like that. Just it should pretend as like a little chimney. And I'm going to get a teeniest little bit of purple and put a little, is it a chimney stack coming out of it? Okay. Yeah, so like that. See that I did a tiny little bowl kind of, and then again square it off. I think we need the little mammy bird, don't we? Yeah? Yeah, so we have the chimney on one side and we'll do the little mammy bird on the other side. And then we're nearly done. So I'm going to stick, I think I'll go black again for the bird. But remember, we're going to need this black for the next few weeks. So don't be going mad with the black. So we're just going to take, so you'll have some black left for next week and the week after. So a little ball. And then I'm going to do her into a droplet. So into a little droplet like that. So like this. And then the tiny little bit of orange. So look it. And stick it on as a beak. Stick it on as a beak. Like that. So it's very similar to last week's, isn't it? And then we're going to get our little wings, or two little small droplets for the wings. I'm sure that's the bird, like it gives the illusion of a bird. And very good, isn't it? For being so, it's so simple. So I took around that for the wings, divide it into two, remember? A ball, divide into two, and that gives you the wings. And we're going to do flattened droplets like we did last week. So look at, that's a flattened droplet. Into a ball, into a droplet, flatten it like that. Okay, and then we're going to put it there, and we're going to put it there. So I'm going to hold it up to you. See? Oh, it's too small even for me to hold it properly. Okay, just let me show it like this. Like that. Tiny little bird, isn't it? And then I'm going to do two little bits of orange for the feet, two little droplets, just like that. One. So I'm going to stick it on the other side, just like this. Two little droplets for the feet, like that. And then we'll stick her on. And so 1 minute till I show you. Like that. Yeah? So, yeah, I need to look at her till I just see if I'm happy with her. Yeah, she's a bit funny there. Okay. Now, that's actually funny. Okay, so look at like that. We have a little beak right now. And the next job we're going to do is get our. Sorry, I'm going to just take this out. So you would have got this in the post. This little decoration. It was folded up. So you want to take it apart. Well, take it down if you can, or get mammy. Please don't stab your little hand. Just bring it down so you have the long silvery part. Now, what I would recommend, let it dry, okay, for the night, and then insert that into when it's dry. I would do that to be on a good side. I just want to show you that's how you put it in. So it's very simple. Now, I'm just going to make sure that we're all happy with our little creation there. That looks extremely good. I'm going to put it onto this so that you can see it in all its glory. Okay. So mammy bird or bigger bird, and then the little baby birds. Yeah, and our chimney, and then the little decoration. Okay. So that's really our 2 creations completed. So the dog, as I said, was much more detailed. And then our little decorator was easier, but still there was quite a number of little different tricks for that one there. And you'll learn about, dimensions and sizes. So I hope, let me just bring it back. I hope you are happy with that, boys and girls. That concludes our day 3. But just to be letting you know that I will be running the camp, a week-long camp for the midterm. So the dates, I don't quite know the date. Well, it's the midterm break. So I'm going to let you and your mum know and dad about that. I'm going to email you. So it's for a week. It's an hour in the morning. And it's it'll be the same kind of price scale as what they say. It's a 5 day, so it's the same price. And I'm just very conscientious of the post because I know the post is still under huge pressure with what's going on. So I need to get the packs in the post as soon as possible so that everybody can participate during the actual midterm break, instead of, because if you just leave it too close to it, nobody's going to have it. And I think it's good for yous to be able to take part in something, during the midterm, because things are very different now. So I'll be letting yous all know about that in the next couple of days or so. So I hope you enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed it. As I said, when I'm doing the designs, I do still think about how it could improve. So you can be, if you're not happy with aspects of it, you can adapt the colours, but be mindful because we need the intro packs, or a lot of the colours still are going to be used for the next 2 weeks. So listen, all the best and stay safe. That's the main thing. And we shall see you back here next Thursday. Bye. Bye-bye.